The Witch's Alley, a street where people lose their faces if they walk at night. I was warned never to walk through the alley after dark. They called it the Witch's Alley, though no one ever said why. Children whispered about it in the schoolyard, daring each other to run through before the sun went down. Old men crossed the street rather than glance at its mouth. Even the stray dogs gave it wide space, as though they could smell something in the bricks that humans had tried to forget. It was just a narrow street, lined with crumbling walls, broken lamps, and windows long boarded. But once night fell, it became something else. Not a place, but a mouth. Not a road, but a trap. The first time I entered, it was out of stubbornness. The sun had just set, and the sky still held a faint bruise of color. I wanted to prove the stories wrong, to show myself stronger than the whispers. The moment I crossed the threshold, the air changed. The sound of the city dulled behind me. My footsteps echoed louder than they should have, as though the walls were leaning close to listen. The lamps above were dead, but the alley was not dark. A strange light seeped from nowhere, pale and heavy, like moonlight dragged to low. I told myself to keep walking. Only 50 steps. Only a straight line from one end to the other. But each step lengthened the alley. The farther I went, the longer it stretched. The exit never came closer. The walls pressed tighter. I felt the pull of unseen eyes from the shadows of doorways that led to nowhere. I wanted to look behind me, but instinct screamed not to. The stories had one rule: never turn back. I forced myself forward, counting under my breath. 1, 2, 3. But with each count, the sound of my voice changed. Hollowing, flattening, losing tone, as if my throat itself was being erased. Halfway down, I passed a mirror nailed crooked to the wall. The glass was clouded, cracked, but it reflected enough. I froze. The face staring back was not mine. It had no eyes, no mouth, no nose. Only skin stretched blank and smooth, as though the features had been scraped away. I lifted my hand to my cheek, and in the reflection, my hand touched nothing. Smooth flesh where lips should be. My scream caught in my chest, muffled, for in the glass my mouth was already gone. I staggered away, refusing to believe, refusing to look again. The whispers began then, soft at first, like fabric dragged on stone. They came from every doorway, every shutter, every crack. Voices without mouths, words without shape. They did not speak language. They hummed hunger. I understood them in my bones. They were the voices of those who had walked here before me, their faces stripped, their features stolen, their identities fed to the alley. Each whisper begged me to stop, to join them, to surrender what remained. The farther I walked, the louder they grew, until it was a storm of faceless throats clawing at my ears. I do not remember how I escaped that night. One moment, I was drowning in whispers. The next, I stumbled out into the street, gasping in the orange glow of a living lamp. People passed me, glancing strangely, muttering. Only when I reached my apartment mirror did I see why. My face was still there, but faint. The edges of my features blurred, my reflection less sharp, as though I were already half forgotten. The Witch's Alley had marked me. I told myself never again, but the pull was stronger than well. Nights passed, and each midnight I dreamed of the alley, its endless stretch, its pale light, the mirror nailed to its wall. Each morning my face looked fainter, photographs blurred. Friends hesitated when they looked at me, as though forgetting who I was. My voice on recordings sounded thinner, weaker. I knew then that once you step inside, the alley never lets you go. It follows, waiting, demanding return. I returned on the 7th night. This time the entrance closed behind me. The street outside vanished, swallowed by the walls. The lamps above flickered once, then died. Only the pale light remained, seeping from the stones like breath. The whispers started sooner, louder, overlapping with desperation. I walked faster, but the exit stayed distant, retreating with each step. The mirror appeared again, and this time I could not avoid it. I saw not one faceless reflection, but many, crowding the glass, pressing from inside. Their blank heads tilted, their shoulders overlapping, dozens of them reaching toward me. They wanted me among them. I ran. The cobblestones shifted beneath my feet, slick with something warm. The whispers rose into screams without mouths, endless and hollow. My chest burned. My vision swam. And then, at last, the alley spat me out into the street. I fell to my knees, trembling, gasping air that felt too thin. A passerby screamed at the sight of me. I stumbled to a window, desperate to see. In the reflection, I had no face. Nothing remained but smooth skin stretched over emptiness. Since then, I have not dared to leave my home. Mirrors refuse me. Cameras blur. Voices falter when they speak to me. I slide away. Already I am being forgotten. I feel the pull each night when the clock strikes 12. The alley calls, whispering without lips, promising that soon I will walk it again. And this time I will not return. The witch's alley does not kill. It erases, it feeds on identity, swallowing names, stealing features, leaving only silence behind. Those who vanish inside it are not dead. They are there still, faceless shadows pressed against the walls, whispering forever. I feel myself joining them already. Soon my words will fade. Soon my voice will thin to nothing. Soon I will be only one more whisper in the endless hum. One more shadow waiting for the next traveler bold enough, foolish enough, to walk the witch's alley at night. And when you hear the stories, when you see the crooked street that never appears on a map, when you feel the pull of pale light between the walls, remember this: you do not come back the same. You come back less. And if you walk too far, you do not come back at all. The alley keeps your face. The alley keeps your name. The alley keeps you.